deciding and you chose to come here when you could be any place in the world, possibly on the beach. Thank you for coming. Good to have you. This is our second fire service ever. So good to have you again. And just remember, we are very much looking for your feedback. Tell us exactly how it is for you, how you're experiencing the service, because we want to create a most uplifting, most fulfilling experience. So when you walk out of here, you feel like you're walking on clouds. I have a couple of announcements to make, but I encourage you to please check your bulletin. During these fire services, there will be fewer announcements made from here, so I encourage you to always read your bulletin and be aware of what's coming up. The one that I would like to point out to you today is this Wednesday. Martin, our LUT, the Licensed Unity teacher, is starting a healing service, and that will occur regularly once a month, the first Wednesday of every month at 7 o'clock. Unity on the Lakeshore, once again, is going to have a healing service. We are also fundraising for the paint job of our sanctuary. So, as within, so without. So it can be as beautiful without, as rich and beautiful it is within. So we encourage you to contribute to this worthy cause. One power in you're playing along. It's always important. God is right here in my heart. In this presence, we stand in complete gratitude and openness, and love abound. And we are present to all that there is, to all the joy that there is in this world, the bliss, the happiness, the lightness, the light, the love, and the heaviness, the gassing of innocent people, the broken hearts, the lives torn apart by separation, by perceived distance. And so we love, and we love even more. And so we open our hearts, and we open even more. And we invite that love to heal, that love to bring about peace where there is violence and war. We stand for peace. And we let love heal the broken hearts, the broken lives. For there is no separation, but only a perception of it. There is no distance, but just the perception of it. So we transcend. we transcend the perception. And we're one with God. We're one with each other. And love. In gratitude and together we say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good morning. Today's reading is brought to us by the Reverend Dr. Maxine Kay. For those who state the world owes me a living, I would respond, no, the world does not owe you a living, but the universe assures you a life. There's a great difference between demanding one's due and accepting one's birthright. Those who stridently insist on getting, grabbing, and grappling are seldom happy, peaceful, or fulfilled. Whereas others who appreciate and receive the richness of God's blessings are likely to be serene, joyful, and satisfied. This is an abundant universe, and when human beings learn to cooperate rather than compete, there will be no more lack of deprivation and no need to struggle or fight. We are not entitled to something we may not have yet earned by elevating our attitude, but we are endowed with the possibility of infinite good because of our innate connection with a generous Creator. As the great 20th century spiritual teacher Ernest Holmes suggested, the highest God and the innermost God is one God. Rather than supplications to a faraway deity, open-hearted receptivity to a divine presence which dwells at the very center of our being assures us that we are the beloved in whom God is well pleased. It is in this sweet consciousness that we become responsive to that prospering presence, which desires only great good for all. The master teacher Jesus stated, I have come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. His ministry of love embraced us all, and his parable of the prodigal son taught us that the return home is always possible. As we begin to mature spiritually, we leave behind a false sense of privilege and embody the promises of abundant life by living more consciously in the presence and desiring only the best for everyone. We can genuinely accept our inheritance rather than erroneously demand our due. Faithfully doing our inner work ensures the release of the mistaken notion of entitlement and opens us to living constantly in a state of grace. Isn't that a far better choice?
Friends, let's prepare for a time of peaceful meditation. We begin by sitting comfortably, allowing our seats to support us fully. Breathing fully, deeply, and exhaling completely. If you'd like to shut out distractions, close your eyes if you're comfortable. Bring your attention into this sanctuary, this place of peace and safety. Leave all the distractions outside this place, all your cares and concerns, just for now. Sense the loving kindness of those around you. Begin to move your attention towards your center, toward your Christ light. Where your mind and divine mind intersect. Divine mind, or God, is described as being all-powerful, but even more than that, all power, the source. God is described as all-knowing, omniscient, but even more than that, God is all knowledge. God is everywhere present. We cannot be where God is not, within and without. Moving your attention deeper now. Sense the wonder and awe of the kingdom of God. Our teacher and wayshower informed us that the kingdom of God is within us. Dwell on that kingdom now with all your attention in the silence. be comforted and reassured by this divine connection. And know that this presence is always with you. And only a thought, a momentary pause, can reconnect you with it. And now, slowly and gracefully, begin to return your attention to the presence here in this sanctuary. Be refreshed and renewed, and when you are ready, open your eyes. And so it is.
Well, is this on? Oh, yeah. I'll do my best to start this off gently as everybody's coming out of such a relaxed consciousness with Martin's meditation. This song is about world peace, and the guy who wrote it has given millions of dollars to building schools for children. He used to be called Cat. Good if I turn that on. Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's going to come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Now I've been happy lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Peace train sounding louder, ride on the peace train. Ooh-ah, ee-ah, ooh-ah, come on peace train. Peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh-ah, ee-ah, ooh-ah, come on the peace train. Well, get your bags together, go bring your good friends too, 'cause it's getting nearer, soon it will be with you. Now come and join the living, it's not so far from you, and it's getting nearer, soon it will all be true. Now I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why can't we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country, come take me home again. Peace train sounding loud, ride on the peace train. Ooh-ah, ee-ah, ooh-ah, come on the peace train. Peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. Ooh-ah, ee-ah, ooh-ah, come on the peace train. Come on, peace train, yeah, come on the peace train.
to be a little bit more conscious about choosing special music. Can you turn on my mic, please? About choosing special music that I have to follow then. Now, you people may think that we don't like visitors around here. Fact is that this is a brand new service, and I'm getting used to it as well, and I forgot to welcome you visitors. So if we have any, would you be willing to hold up your hand? We have a packet of information we'd like to share with you, and we're so glad to have you. Yeah, we have a couple there, but they can share a packet. So, welcome all of you. When I, last time, a month ago, when we did this service, I led all the music, and I pretty much did the whole service all by myself, and I had a throat ache even on Tuesday, the following Tuesday, and I was thinking, oh, if only I could get somebody like Jen Chera to come and lead the music. And that's how we limit our possibilities. I said someone like Jen Chera, and look, we have the Jen Chera here. Thank you. And Chris, that song was out of this world, you know. Absolutely. And Suzanne and Jason, without you, it wouldn't be the same. I don't know where Jason is. Right there. Thank you, Carrie, for doing the special reading. Martin, for leading us in meditation. And Alex and Patty back there on AV, and Cindy and Martin also welcoming us. The board is providing goodies today, so be sure to stop by. I made baba ganoush, my famous baba ganoush, so be sure to try it. We are doing this series, and this music for me is so fantastic because the series that I am doing on the Gospel of John is all about moving the God from without to within. And that's what this whole music was about today. You know, how God is within. And today we are going to talk about this story that I'm sure you all know, you all have heard, or most of you have, about this guy who is, it says, a Gentile official. That's how the writer of the Gospel of John calls it. Comes to Jesus and says, my son is ill, is deathly ill. He's dying as we're speaking. And I've seen you do your miracles, and I believe that you can heal him. Please come to my house and heal my son. And Jesus confronts him. It's almost as if it would confront him or even somewhat shame him. He says, what? Will you not believe unless you see and you see me come to the house? Can you not believe otherwise? And the guy is not about to argue with Jesus. You know, this is the last hope line for him. And love does so many things to support life. Love swallows pride. Love swallows prejudice. Love follows distance and separation to support life. So he doesn't argue with Jesus, just says, please, sir, please, just come to my house and heal my son. And Jesus says, go home. Your son will live. Your son will live. And the story goes on that this official then believed and went home, and he was received with the news that the son is recovering, and he's recovering fast. And then he asked, and when did he start improving? And they said, at 1 o'clock. And that's exactly when Jesus said that your son is improving. Now, once again, we understand that the story never happened. We understand that the writer of the Gospel of John is bringing all these figures and creating the storyline that supports the message that the writer of the Gospel of John wants to convey to those who listen. Remember, the first person that comes to him comes at night, and this is Nicodemus. And Nicodemus is a Pharisee, And he's curious about Jesus. He wants to know. He touches up, brushes up against the light, but he never quite becomes it. He comes at night, and it's symbolic. He comes at night, and he never becomes enlightened either. And then the writer goes on to introducing the woman from Samaria who comes midday to the well during the light. You see, it's light outside. And this woman goes home and starts spreading the good news to all the Samaritans. Hey, there's this guy that's worth listening to. Let's go. Let's see what he has to say. Day and night. Now, the official that we're talking about in this particular story also comes in the daylight. So that alone has significance, right? We know that this will end good because he came during the day. And the writer of the gospel is all about breaking down barriers, all about helping people understand that there is no distance, there is no separation, that we are all entirely one. And it doesn't matter whether you're Jew, Gentile, male, female, child, adult, color, gender, sexual orientation, nothing matters. We're breaking down barriers here, and we're all completely one. And it's a difficult message to convey, because especially for the Jewish people that had become so accustomed to separating themselves from the cultures that they lived within. And they really started this separation, and I have mentioned this to you several times, that when they are taken away into slavery to Babylonia, the country is destroyed, and every Jew is taken into Babylonia, into slavery and exile. And they decide then and there that we are going to keep our national identity. We are going to return to this country that we call home today. And the only way we can do that, if we keep our national identity, if we keep our faith intact. And the reason they did that is because they believed that they were a chosen people, that through whom God's light and message would come to the entire world. They really believed that. So in order to do that, they preserved their national identity and their faith in this one God. And they did that by doing three things: observing the Sabbath, by eating kosher, and by circumcision. And this completely set them apart. They could no longer break the bread with the people of the other nations, which usually brings us together, right? So they didn't break the bread because others didn't eat kosher. They were physically different. The men were circumcised. And they observed the Sabbath, which also set them completely apart. That day, they would be so different than others. They wouldn't work. They wouldn't walk farther than. There's so many things they didn't do. So, naturally, when you're so different, when you set yourself so much apart, you invite the ridicule of the people surrounding you. When you change, when you start doing something differently, the discomfort of the people around you is excited, is engaged and excited. And what do we do when there is something that is different than us? You see, we hide behind the security of tribal barriers. And there we create life-suffocating prejudices against those who are different than we are. See, if you belong to my family, if you belong to my group of people, if you do things the way I do, you're okay. If your behavior is vetted by the majority, then you're okay. But if it isn't, if it is unfamiliar, then by the same definition, you must not be okay. And do you recognize that? when we meet the weirdos, when we come up against people who are so unlike us. And then what do we do first? I know where I go first. Right here. I sense a stress in my stomach, and my suspicion is heightened and excited. Oh, I don't trust that person. They don't dress like I do. They don't sound like I do. Their gestures are so different than mine. They can't be good people. There's something wrong with them. Am I the only one who goes there? Am I the only one whose suspicions are alive in that moment? So being different invites prejudice. And the only way to transcend that, the only way to overcome that, is to transcend this tribal consciousness. And then imagine the further separation that, especially back in the day, at tribal consciousness, the relationship with the divine who is out there, who has supernatural powers, and the relationship is based on wanting protection from the divine. And then there is another nation who worship a totally different divinity, and we can't trust them. What if their desire for and their prayer to their divinity is to destroy us? You see, they may be enemies. We can't trust them. So we don't just have to destroy the people, we have to destroy their gods too, because we want to feel safe and certain within our tribal boundaries. So that's one of the reasons why Jews separated themselves from the rest. So this is one of the message that the writer of the Gospel of John is breaking down, is these barriers, doing away with this barrier of separation, that there is difference and separation between us. And then he also touches on two other messages that are very important and crucial and core to his message, is the understanding of God, who God is, and faith. So he's doing away with the barriers and offering a new understanding of God and a new understanding of what faith is. Another important message in breaking down the barriers between people, between groups of people, is that of the writer of the Gospel of John is this. After 70, Common Era, after 70, so in 70, Jerusalem is destroyed by the Romans, completely leveled. There's no temple anymore, and the temple is the center of Jewish cultural life. Everything that happens has to happen at the temple. Everybody once a year has to come to the temple. That's where they present their sacrifices. This is what assures that they're okay with God. And the high priest is the one who presents once a year in the before the Holy of Holies this great sacrifice, and that's what clears the slate for Israel. That we're okay with God again. The temple is very important. All of a sudden they have no temple. They have no country, and it's not okay to be a Jew. The Romans are so angry with the Jewish people because they had rebelled against them that clearly they're killing everybody. So a lot of people come who try to restore the old Israel, who want to do away with this Roman occupation. And a lot of people come, and even the Bible says that there were false messiahs. It calls them. So a lot of people come and say, I can bring you out of this occupation, from under this occupation. Jesus is also one of these messiahs. He leaves a much greater impact. And you know, there's very little we know about the historical Jesus. Most we know about Jesus is the biblical Jesus, the one presented in the New Testament. And there's so many discrepancies between the historical Jesus and between the Jesus that the Bible presents us, especially if we look at it with uninformed eyes. If we look at it without understanding the cultural, political, and social environment of the days. So Christianity comes along, and in 70, the Jews become, it's bad. Pariah, is that the word? P-A-R-I-A-H, pariah. The Jews become pariah, and it's not good to be a Jew. So Christians need to separate themselves from the Jews. However, Christians came out of the Jews. The first Christians were Jews, but they need to create a very distinct separation between Jews and Christians. And therefore, they have to convince the Romans that there is no separation here. We're okay. We're not like the rest of them. So the Roman official comes, the writer of the Gospel of John, brings the Roman official to Jesus. And Jesus heals his son. In other words, the writer breaks down another barrier, now between Romans and Jews. There is no separation. We are all the same. And the very important message about God is as follows. The writer recognized that God, while God is perceived and present in Jesus of Nazareth, God is not bound only to Jesus of Nazareth. Go home, and your son shall live. I am not the only one who possesses this divinity within. You do too. Your son does as well. And it is this divine within that heals, that brings us to wholeness. It is that divine that is so much part of every single one of us. And that is so hard to understand for the religious mind. For we have created a God whom we had to place somewhere. So therefore we created a three-tier universe. And we placed God in the heavens of this three-tier universe. And then human knowledge realized that there is no such thing as three-tier universe. Yet we still call that God our Father who art in heaven. The discrepancies. It is that thing when we talk out of both ends of our mouths. When we are raising consciousness and we understand that that divine which is everywhere, I am the manifestation of it. Wherever I am, God is. God within me. And that's a very powerful teaching of unity. Unity recognizes that and teaches that so clearly. We have created dogmas. We have created creeds. And we believed that we were able to define God's nature with these creeds and dogmas, pretending and making ourselves believe that God is content to live within some human definitions of who God is. And by doing that, we could no longer have the experience of the divine. Because now we had to check everything against the creeds and the dogmas and the liturgy. And if it doesn't sound the way we think it should, then it must not be of God. And there goes the experience of the divine. There goes that which is so intrinsic of us that we no longer have ears for it. We no longer have space for it. And then we've created homes for God. We call them churches. As if God can be bound to just one building, to just one place that we call holy. And if I can ever help you walk away with a message, with just an inner knowing, is that here is no different than out there. That the way you experience yourself here must not be any different than the way you experience yourself out there. Because God is not bound to just one place, to just one person, but to all of us. It's everywhere. Wherever we are, God is. In your house, in your inner room, when you're angry in the checkout lane, when you are disappointed with your spouse, with your children, when you are frustrated because of the task before you, when your heart is broken. God is everywhere. Wherever I am, God is. So the writer of the Gospel of John touches on the next subject, faith. Will you only believe if you see? You see, faith cannot and will not give us security and certainty. All that faith does is gives us the strength to put one foot in front of the other and remind us that God permeates everything all the time. And I don't know what tomorrow might bring. Heck, I don't know what tonight might bring. But I know that there's a power greater within me than anything before me. And that's what faith does. Reminds us of that, gives us, and you please never expect security and certainty from faith. That's not what it's there for. So there's 3 important messages in this story. 1, there's no separation. That which hurts the Syrians today hurts me here today. That death of the thousands is not insignificant to me. It's happening to me. There is no separation. There is no distance either. For we all exist, breathe in this soup that we call God. There is no separation. And God is within every single one of us. Not out there, in the heavens, out there, where we need to pray to it and feel so powerless. God is within. It's within every single one of us. And faith is there to carry us through the hard times. It's not there for us to draw a sense of security or certainty from it, but to remind us that even when all I can see is darkness and hopelessness, and I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, God permeates everything. The presence of God is there. And that's good news. That's good news. That wherever you are, God is. And all is well. Thank you. We take ownership in our spiritual community. And we take ownership in so many ways. In one way is to walk in through those doors and recharge and refresh and learn new things. And we take ownership by going out there and spreading the word that, hey, Unity on the Lakeshore is a good place to be. And we take ownership by making sure that these doors stay open week after week and year after year, and that we here to live life abundantly, for God is abundance. So affirm with me, please. I give with love because I love to give. Now, convince me of that. Let's say it one more time. I give with love because I love to give. Thank you. Thanks for all the treasure in my life. And we're grateful for the gifts. And we bless the givers and the receivers. And we affirm that all is indeed well. And together we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's all stand, say the prayer for protection, and then we shall sing the peace song together. The first row, if you could please turn to the back of the church, and we hold hands. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.